Hi everyone. So continued on from the last video, which was a reminder that we need balancing more from this internal place and space, because looking after the mechanics, the elements, the flow between heaven and earth, that is us, is what creates on the outside what we truly want. So I've been in a flow this morning, and I'm often in this flow to do with a lot of, with everything to do with heaven and earth and us in between. So I'll just make this a relatively short video. Because I have something else to do as well. Anyway, when we're in balance and more of our focus is on the outside, we really need to make sure that we've got a energetic practice, so a spiritual practice. But sometimes when you tend to say spiritual practice, people are like, oh, I won't really make time for that because that feels along the lines of like religion, or yeah, I might make time for some meditation, but they never actually get to it. It's more, you've got to make time for your energetic practicing. So between heaven and earth, we are an energy flow, an energy source. Okay? Earth is made from heavenly source. We are here, light beings, supported in this light plane of slowed down energy, but rising in the light frequency now. So we have to accept that through the chakra consciousness, the ladder, so to speak, of colors, that which is consciousness for our evolution, development as humans. If we're imbalanced, focusing on the outside world, we come back home to ourselves and we check in, like, what's going on? Where is our energy going in that space? But then we have this higher awareness, which is a part of the sitting practice, or, you know, the gazing, or listening to music, painting, whatever, anything that frees up the spirit, our energy, and get a higher, this is how you get that clearer energy field, because you're working towards that clarity, right? There is clarity, which is known like the third eye. So this consciousness is always available, and it's up to us when we make the time how we're evolving. So understanding and learning things from a higher perspective. And you can always ask your spiritual support team, which is well aware of your funnel, your channel of light. Can I have the higher view on this? And can you give me the next best steps to assist? So if you're doing regular practice, you're going to get these bits of information that make a huge impact for your light being presence life, because everyone is light beings in light presence of life. So getting back to just briefly, if you're feeling an imbalance to do with life, then you come back home to yourself. You ask these questions. But the whole point of it is you're in a constant state of evolving. So evolve. So get the higher view. learn some understandings in that beautiful, loving spiritual space as well that truly nurtures you. If you're taking the time to be in your energetic, loving, spiritual space, you're going to feel better. You're going to have higher communication resonance. And so I always recommend doing some intuitive courses to know what to feel or look out for and converse with others who have been doing it a while. So that all of this comes together in more of a feel better living state of being, because that's what the evolution is about. More into our lighter, our true heavenly bodies. Obviously not all the way there because we're still in the physical plane. So life just gets better. So the more we learn of our energy and why, like, the proof is in the pudding. You feel it. So I just want to finish on with the rainbow chakra consciousness. We want to do this coming home to self because we want the energy rising in the solar plexus to support the heart and this us calling on higher views as well. So we call on higher views because we're sitting, like our physical, this creative being we become. We sit, we make time, we get, we might find our connection in like walking in nature or something. This is all a part of like, how do you feel in flow? This is your creative being. How do you feel good? Is it when you're painting? Is it when you're laying down reading a book? Is it, So it allows this energy to you to be aware of, and you ask on higher views, because the solar plexus rising through the heart is more where the soul gets activated and comes online. And this can happen at any kind of age, because we'll know about our souls the whole time, but it just won't be more online, because it will as time goes on, because coming more into our light bodies, we won't be so dense in like growth and adaptation on the planet. So, we could be doing things like you see some children and adolescents doing things that are their souls are coming forward, but they still need to go through the consciousness growth and have that loving support as the age group they are. They're still going through that development, but you can just see the soul of someone can come online, at any time. But it is through the identity, the solar plexus, the soul, free to come out, so the energy field is in flow. And then the expression more of the soul, and the expression more of the divine being soul. I just want to say that there is no perfect state of being to do with spirituality, because we didn't come here for like a perfect kind of, like, the world is not perfect. It is like a playground for the human spirit, but it's also a soul path. So this is why we need to keep our spirits up, and we connect better with spirit when we're in like calm, relaxed states, or you know, when you're doing energetic readings or channeling, you're in a neutral place, which means that you've got your energy channel, your physical being, your mind and emotions connect easier when you're not, you know, in different places with your mind or emotions. You're clear, you're neutral. So connecting with our spirits in this way allows them to flourish and express the spirit, and therefore an easier channel for the soul, the spirit soul. They are one, but they're also different. Because the soul has more of the information to come forth, and the spirit is like the, I guess you could say, the container, but it's also everything is of spirit. So yeah, that's why taking care of your energy is very important, and it relates to every level of your being. So if there's an imbalance physically, something has also been building. Something could have also been building from the mind or emotions and the choosing of the mindset, like how they're focusing. And so if there's an imbalance there, it can show in the physical, because it is all whole, it's all one. So it's not meant to be perfect in any way, so it's okay to look messy. It's actually, you know, fun, because when we're not worried about being perfect, we can be messy, and others will look at us not as messy, and they'll think that you look fun. Do you know what I mean? So being messy can actually look perfect. Being messy can actually look perfect. So what I mean by that is, don't try to think like spirituality looks a certain way. You do the honest work, and however it looks, if you're doing the honest work, that's all you can ask. Learn everything you can and relax. Once you know it, you know it. Remember, that calm place connects with the heavens, connects with your flow, connects with your higher light being and beingness on earth. So like, we are so supported in like we are stems of flowers or trunks of trees. We have a constant flow. So this is why it's important to bring back your attention. If you feel any imbalances going on, especially if they've come into the physical part of you, you need to come back home to self and learn all you can about how the internal of you will create the exterior. Okay, life is not coming at us. It helps us understand ourselves. So it's actually there for our experience. So we need to not hate on it, if anyone's feeling that way. We need to not dislike the world like it's something separate. We need to actually realize just how much we are all in it together as our unique soul frequencies. But learn with it. Staying true to the internal world creates the outer. once we get that and we're in flow with that, we'll have a different world happening. But we haven't been calm enough, in trust enough, spoken to, like educated enough to go with him. So we're still fiddling around in the outside world a lot of the time, and we don't realize how much, figuring out what suits the outer world. And even so much like when people are complaining, we just try to settle complaints instead of, is there anything else going on underneath this that we could know about, so we have less of whatever's going on, you know? All right then, short video. I better go. And yeah, basically a reminder to keep coming home to yourself, because it's a real home. That which you cannot see, because you're not just a body. And feel it. And let all your senses know it as well. This is the intuitive parts. How everything comes together. And once you know, you know. Yeah, so just come from a calm place and do that. You know, it creates the outer world. Bye for now.